Hi, I'm Mario Labad and welcome to Click Celebrity Corner, where beautiful people meet and share their thoughts because every story inspires and every inspiring story must be shared. Tonight is a continuation of last week's episode. This is in celebration of the International Women's Month, and to make this more impactful to our viewers, we will veer away from our usual celebrity chit-chat and give more emphasis on womanhood, women empowerment, women's rights, and the role of women in the workforce and in the community she intends to belong. Maybe we can ask our guests later if women empowerment can build an environment that can provide equal opportunity, particularly women, and equipping them with skills to participate fully in an innovative and globally competitive economy. Our guest tonight is definitely a competitive marketing head and skilled in banking and strategic planning. A philosophy graduate from the Ateneo de Manila University, she pursued her MBA degree at UP, where she finished top 5 in her class. Eventually, she was hired at BPI as AVP in electronic banking and marketing and was in charge of the growth in the system through various marketing campaigns. She also managed the information site of the bank's website and stayed there for more than 13 years. And because of her skills in digital marketing, she got a lucrative offer from another bank and got the promotion she truly deserved. Friends, please welcome a parent and a mother of 2, the FVP and Marketing Group Head at RCBC Bankard Services Corporation, Maria Angela Mirasol, and you can call her Miss Anj. Hi, Miss Anj. Welcome to our show.
Hello, Mario. I'm super grateful to be here, and you can call me Anj.
Oh, okay, Anj.
Yes, please.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm great. Everything's doing well, and I'm happy at how things are panning out in my life. So yeah.
We missed you 2 weeks ago during the contract signing. I've heard you just arrived from Japan
Yes,
for a convention.
Well, actually, it's more of family time.
Oh,
so I was
okay,
with
sorry.
That's okay. I was with my 2 kids, and I took my extra leaves and spent it with them. It's a great experience for both me as well as my daughter and my son. Yeah.
Now, Miss, Miss talaga.
No,
Miss
it's all right.
Anj,
Yes.
what exactly is the role of an FVP in a digital marketing industry?
As a first vice president, always our role is to add more value, not only for our customers, but for our co-employees, our partners, our stakeholders, and most especially for the nation. So whatever role you're assigned in, so for me particularly, I'm the marketing group head, so I can do campaigns, etc. But more than that, we can initiate something that's outside of growing issuing billing. So if I may expand, so for instance, we have this program with one of our cards. It's called the RCBC Diamond MasterCard. We placed a program where for every card spend, 10 centavos goes to Gawad Kalinga. So, as you spend, and this is a donation of RCBC, okay? So as you spend, you're able to provide for children. And Zonta is also our partner.
Zonta.
So, you can choose whether you'd like to support Zonta or support the children. But
groups.
either way, it's just not about growing billings or using the cards. It's being able to help out through your cards.
That decision is from your office?
That is a proposal that our office made, and any proposal that we make that's on a strategic basis has to be approved. So like similarly, recently we made this proposal to have all our cards, instead of plastic, will be using recycled PVC. So obviously this is not related to billings, but this is related to preserving earth and doing something about what we currently consider as trash and using it as something for payments, because it can be done. So yeah,
it's another task that you pursued.
It's always an initiative that you have to take, that while you are very focused on your key result area of growing billings, you also have to think how else can I improve the lives of my cardholders? How can I help improve the nation, the community, specifically with what I'm doing? And I think that's one of the great things about RCBC Bankard Services Corporation, because they listen to your proposal and they support your initiative. So I really like working
I'm
with.
just curious, Anj, if there's an first vice president, there's a second vice president.
Senior vice president.
Oh.
So like after FVP, there's senior vice president, executive vice president,
Yeah,
and then
educate me,
president.
please.
So medyo many layers. So after
But they all
FVP,
report in the central office.
we all report to the president, and the
Uh-huh.
president is part of RCBC.
Mhm.
So like we're the credit cards group, we manage the portfolio of RCBC. So yes, we also report to RCBC.
And that's headed by Sir
Arniel.
Arniel.
Yes, that's right.
Now, Miss Anj, as a lady boss, what is your biggest strength?
I think my biggest strength is my concern for my people. No, so like when I work with them, it is always my conviction to empower them. So like if this is our target, I would always ask them, how would you want to reach this target? So I'm there to support them, to provide them the backing that they need, or if
The
they
guidance.
need, yes, and you know, like when they have proposals, they need to get approval for it. So I support them with that, and in instances when they do right, I celebrate with them. In instances where there's some miscalculation, where I'm still there to guide them. So no pointing fingers, but I'm there to guide them. So I
How
think
about
that's one
your
of my-
weaknesses?
I think my weakness is sometimes I can be too kind. So, so I think that's
Is that a
weak-
weakness for a good
Yeah,
leader?
I think one of the things that being too kind, it's something that's not good as well. So
What
sometimes,
is being too kind? Is
Like-
specific?
like you know, sometimes you just allow them to make mistakes and not really like discipline them when they
Yes,
do.
uh-huh.
But that's something that I'm trying to relearn, because that's how I am also with my kids. It's something that I'm trying to relearn, that if they make a mistake and there are consequences, then it's part of their growth that they actually feel the consequence of the mistake.
Is
So
it an advantage to have a woman as a boss in a position like yours?
I think in my position, regardless of, and just to be very upfront about it, regardless of the gender, it is really not that relevant or that important. What is more important for the position that I'm holding is a strategic perspective.
But you need the emotional quotient too.
Yeah.
More than the interaction, the brain, right?
Yeah, it's actually a combination, because like speaking of emotional quotient, the credit cards industry is very challenging. And if you're weak,
Need more emotions on
yeah, and
the side.
if you're so you actually don't. From my end, it's always like the brain that's thinking, how can I be more strategic? If sometimes I get like, I don't allow myself or my team to be discouraged, like compare ourselves, like, this bank has more budget. That is for me something that is not that relevant at this point. It's always asking what value can we put in given the resources that we have.
Now, as we celebrate the International Women's Month, what do you think is the biggest problem in your industry, especially among women, the banking system?
Right. I think in the banking system and in other workplaces in general, the biggest challenge of women is always balancing their career with a family. Like basic stuff. Like if a person is pregnant, they would have to take a leave, the maternity leave of 120 days. While it is a good thing to be with your kids, but sometimes that has an impact on your career already.
Yes.
Other people are like excelling and having good results while you're taking care of your baby, and it's not a bad thing. But if you compare the performance, the person who has a maternity leave versus the person who's working, then it's like your career is taking a
Take
step back.
Step back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course when your kids are growing,
Another step back.
Yes. Diba? So conscience-wise, sometimes if you spend too much time in the office, you kind of think, you know, am I treating my children correctly when I'm always here in the office?
Yeah.
When
We'll talk about that later.
but basically that's it. Managing both your career and your family at the same time. Yes.
Have you ever been discriminated because of your position vis-a-vis your male counterpart?
Thankfully, I haven't been discriminated. I think it's the way you also carry yourself. It's the respect that you also imbue. So I haven't been discriminated, and I don't think I will allow myself to be discriminated.
Exactly. No. Now, in attending seminars and conventions abroad representing your company, did you ever feel somehow some misogynistic treatment from executives from other countries?
I didn't as well. I attend seminars, I attend awarding sessions, and I do not feel those stuff. In fact, what I would normally do, because I'm a lone delegate, normally that's what
Usually
happens.
if you go out, you
Yeah,
go
so
abroad.
I find it as an opportunity to get in touch with people, to be friendly with them, to talk to them. But of course, I talk to the ladies first, right? Because they make me feel more comfortable. Yes.
So what's the biggest pressure have you experienced as a woman executive?
For me, always the pressure is delivering more than what's expected. That's always how I've been. Like
More credit cards? Influencers?
yes, more usage, and more people, you know, being happy with their RCBC credit card and being brand ambassadors.
Now, and as an FVP, was there ever an incident that a woman employee of yours complained in your office because of harassment and discrimination?
Thankfully, RCBC credit cards, we have a very strong policy against that. So, nobody has approached me. And there's always also constant reminders from our HR on how we should treat and respect each other. Yeah.
So there is a constant program maybe in your office where you train women to uplift their skills and be at par with their male counterparts?
Yes, we always have training programs. It's actually, you know, that's actually a very interesting question. So we have a mentoring program. It's not
A mentoring
yes,
program?
it's not
How long is
gender.
that?
It's not gender specific. You know, the one assigned to me is a male, and I'm just so willing to help him out. So we're like, you know, how should I say it?
How long is that program?
It's supposed to be 1 year, so they can approach you anytime.
Okay.
Although the thing is, of course, because
But you
we're
always
like
travel abroad.
no, it's not that. But anytime that my mentee needs me, he knows he can always talk to me. So it's up to the mentee, like you want guidance, etc. So we're there for you.
Now, when it comes to digital marketing, who is more competitive, the men or the women?
I think we are all very competitive.
In your office?
Yes. Regardless of
Are there incentives?
First of all, we act as a team. That's always primary, and we always try to outdo ourselves. We measure ourselves based on the key performance indicators, and one of the things that I hold on and that I believe in is the more I help you, the more it will be more advantageous for the company. So I'm
more productive.
Yeah, I'm a team player, and I think especially the management committee, we're all like that. We're team players, and the marketing people also.
It's a nice company.
It is. I've been here for it's gonna be my 10th year this December, so it's been a very good journey for me, and I plan to work with this company for a longer amount of time.
I'm just curious, Miss Anj, because usually siguro mga 20 or 30 years ago, siguro, when you say you're a banker, it's usually men, right? When did it start that women came in to be part of the upper echelon officers of a bank?
I think just the fact that women are able to take graduate school, etc. That opened a lot of opportunities. So like in my previous bank, I went there as a management trainee, and it was because I had an MBA. And if you check the classmates that I have in the class. It's a fair proportion of male and female, so that opens doors for us.
And you finished top 5 in your class MBA program.
Yes, I did, thankfully. Yeah.
How was it?
You know, I'm a philosophy major.
Yeah.
So for me to excel there, it's very interesting because you really have to work on your strengths. One of my strengths as a philosophy major is I like analyzing and thinking. So while it's not my core competence, finance is not my core competence, but I work with my classmates, so they do the computation, I do the analysis.
Okay.
So
in the process, you also learn.
Of course, definitely.
You didn't pursue law.
I didn't continue. I wanted to be a human rights lawyer.
Oh,
Yeah, but I had to think of my family also. You know, it's a challenging work, and financially, I had to help in establishing my family. So I had to take a different route.
A good role model.
I should hope so. Yeah.
Now, UN Women and United Nations came out with a theme this year, Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. This is in recognition of women who are championing the advancement of transformative technology, where you belong, and digital education. However, UN also came out recently a study that 37% of women do not use the internet, and this accounts almost half of the world's population. As a digital marketing head savvy, does this hold true in your industry?
Well, not in the Philippines. It's very interesting to note that the Filipinos have access to internet. So in fact, even those in the provinces, especially during the pandemic, they have been equipped even with the simple smartphones. Here it's very affordable. And also we had a program before, if I may share, where we gave tablets for children through the rewards program. So that is not such a big problem with us because internet is easily available and the devices are also accessible to people. But I think the bigger question is, how do they use the internet? How do they use this technology that they're holding? So like for us, we always, like for my kids, I always encourage them to choose what they view, choose what they read, and that's how it becomes powerful if you know how to use it.
In your office, do you encourage your people to upgrade their digital skills?
Yes, we do. In fact, it's technically the use of technology that we would like to encourage our employees to develop. So even our training programs, these are being done electronically, and then even the way that we do our campaign, we partnered with, I'll mention their name because we're working with them. So we use Salesforce so we can do more intelligent customer-centric campaigns, and of course being able to use those technology would require that you upgrade your skills as well. So for everyone in the company, regardless if you're starting or you're in the, you have to continuously learn and use the technology in order to deliver more intelligent campaigns and, you know, more customer-centric propositions.
In hiring, you are more inclined to accept internet literate.
Well, that's a basic thing, but when I look at
literate.
Yes, when we that's sometimes it's a given, but other factors that we look into is if they will be a good fit to the team, and that is, you know, how do they work, how do they handle stress, are they passionate, so those stuff. Yeah.
What is the difference between e-banking and digital banking?
Yeah. Electronic banking is a subset of digital banking. So electronic banking would be like, you know, mobile banking, phone banking, yes, etc. That is part of digital banking. Now, digital banking is more encompassing because it can include other stuff like your chatbots. So it's part of it, but both electronic and digital banking enable clients to be able to perform banking transactions or financial transactions wherever they are. It's a self-service. Those are both self-service platforms.
Okay. Now, can women be more empowered if they have strong digital or technical know-how in the workforce?
I think yeah. In fact, for myself, just for myself alone, I think that's something that I have to continuously learn and study and improve on. That's how things will be moving forward. It's about digital. In fact, AI is a very strong thing that's happening right now. I don't know if you use ChatGPT, but it's very impressive, and we should see how these technology can apply in, you know, being more efficient, customer-centric, in being using this in order to improve our business and to improve the experience of our customers.
Okay, now, are you an empowered woman?
I am definitely empowered. I think
How would you define an empowered woman?
an empowered woman is a woman with a purpose. You know, just having power, it doesn't make sense. It's about using what you have to improve the lives of the others around you and including yourself. So I think that's what empowerment is, and it's not dependent on your position. It's really you knowing that you have that power to change for the better and to affect the lives of the people around you.
Yeah, that's good. Recently, you signed a partnership with World Trade Expo 2023
Yes.
and their subsequent series of events nationwide. And I also learned that it was your office who recommended the proposal to management. Why?
You know what travel is? It's very
Expensive.
it open well one and two, it opens doors. You know, there's so many things you learn as you travel, and that is an experience which we think will make the lives of our customers better. And you are correct, it can be quite pricey, and that's why we're working with World Travel Expo, because we want travel to be experienced by our cardholders. We want it to be more affordable for them, and we would want their loved ones to be with them as they travel. Yes.
But this is the first time you do a partnership.
Yes, it's our first time, and we are very glad that we're doing it with World Travel Expo. It's because it's gonna be in different regions, so all our cardholders from across the Philippines can attend.
Participate and join.
Yes, that's right.
So what advice can you give travelers on how to use their credit cards?
Well, a credit card is supposed to be a tool to empower you. So even before you go, you should know what the advantages of your cards are, what benefits it can provide, so you can maximize the use. If I may, like for instance, if you're gonna buy a travel ticket, so even during the World Travel Expo, use your RCBC credit card, because if you do, you automatically get free purchase protection, free travel insurance. You don't have to buy it anymore. Now, when you go to the airport, you can access the lounges before your flight. And of course, when you pay abroad, make sure you choose, this is a tip, make sure you choose the currency of the country where you're in, because the conversion rate is lower.
Yes, of course, especially it's euro.
Yes. And then ito lang, just an additional tip. When you get back and you think you need to manage payments better, we have a facility called Only Zero. Now, all you have to do, if you have the RCBC digital app, this is so easy. You just swipe it, and you can convert the transaction to up to 3 months installment with no interest, or if there's minimal interest, up to 36 months installment with the
No matter
simple
what
swipe.
currency it is?
Yeah, regardless of your RCBC credit card, it's a facility that's available for them. So end to end, from start to, you know, after your trip, your RCBC credit card is something that will empower you.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Now, what advantage can travelers get if they use credit cards in their vacation or staycation?
One of the-
Particularly RCBC.
Yeah, you know, when we recently traveled, I purchased a bit of cash because I wasn't sure if it's gonna be accepted in some of the merchants. I realized that, you know, I could have subsisted in using my credit card more, because it's widely accepted wherever you are. Like, I'll jump from Japan to Singapore, okay? You know, when you go to the trains there, you can just tap your RCBC credit card. You don't even have to buy the tickets. It's accepted there. So don't bring too many cash with you, because what happens when you have too much cash? There's a pressure to spend it.
Yes.
So unlike the credit card, you just purchase what you actually need, and you don't lose on exchange rate if you don't, finish up the cash that you've exchanged. So yeah.
No. As a traveler or a credit card holder, do you advise them to plan their travel goals much ahead of time?
Yeah,
Why?
if you plan ahead, one of the things that you can take advantage of is lower airfares. Because the
Discount.
closer it gets, the more expensive it becomes. And I think, like for our World Travel Expo, this will have a longer travel period. So even if you purchase now, you can there's 1 year before you'll travel. So it gives you more time to plan where you'd like to stay and familiarize yourself with the location, etc. So it can be, how should I say it, a more enriching experience if it's well planned. Similar to marriage.
Yeah.
I think that's well planned is always
Okay,
better.
yes.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest problem you have encountered among your credit card holders?
I think the biggest problem is the misconception that once you have a credit card, you can use it to spend for anything. That's not something that we espouse. What we really espouse is responsible spending. It is a tool, not a trap. That's always what we say. In fact, that's why we have certain card features, such as the spend monitor. Mario would spend monitor. You can call our RCBC customer service, tell them, even if you have, say, this is an adjective, 100,000 credit limit, but you'd like to spend 20,000 lang, you'll get an alert if you reach 16,000 pesos na. So that allows you to monitor your spending better, diba? But of course, we don't cut your line if you exceed that. But at least we guide you na, Mario, you're reaching 80%. It's not like that. It's not stated that way. But it reminds you that you've reached 80% of your limit. So those things we put in, those are built in your RCBC credit card.
Now, what is the advantage of RCBC card holders as compared to your competitors?
We have been winning global awards, RCBC.
Congratulations for
Thank
that.
you. I am super glad for that. But one of the things that makes it different is that we help you really manage your budget. It's not just about giving you that credit, it's about you managing that credit. So the things I mentioned earlier about the spend monitor, the only installment, those help you manage your payments, the way you spend, etc. But apart from that, we also have a very robust rewards program. So with one card, you can choose whether you'd like to earn air miles or get points or get cash rebates. So those things, and your points don't expire, and even your air miles. Diba? So, and once you choose air miles, we have different partners. So that's
Air
budget.
Asia.
Yes, we even have a co-brand with them. It's a magnificent card. So we have budget management, we have rewards, we have travel privileges, the one I mentioned earlier, right? You can access lounges. And finally, you have that component where you can help out using your card. So apart from the diamond card that I mentioned, you can use your rewards points to also convert them as donation for like SOS Children's Village, Red Cross, etc. So those things all put together make RCBC credit cards superior cards, in my opinion, and based on the global award-giving bodies, better or the best credit card.
And what does it take to be a good marketing boss?
I think what it takes to be a good marketing boss is vision. We are not limited to what we are doing now, but we try to see where are we bringing the company, and that you really have to work together with also the president and with the rest of the Mancom and really define that vision and work towards it. So while we do our best in everything we do now, there's always that Yes, that thing
You
that we
mean
wanna
is that
accomplish.
always a long-term vision, a medium-scale
We
vision?
have a long-term vision. Yeah. So like we want to be the preferred credit card partner, right? So or payment partner in that aspect. We want to be the preferred payment partner, and everything that we do now links to it. How we become relevant, how we make the experience better, how we continuously develop, all point to that vision of being your preferred payment partner.
Yes. And what advice can you give to women who are in the workforce or in the community they belong, how to be empowered?
Always believe that you can make the change and do not make excuses. If there's something that goes wrong, do not
Blame
point at
others.
others, but look at how you can still, what did you learn, how can you improve the situation, etc. Because you know, even from those mistakes, those are building blocks to making you a better person. Yeah, but being empowered is just simply being that, having that accountability, having that passion, having that drive, and do not limit, never limit yourself. You know, it's always that.
On the lighter side, how's love life?
I love God, and I love my children, and I love my work.
Okay. So how is Anj as a mother?
I am a very supportive mom. I want my kids to be very independent, so I encourage them to think for themselves. And similar to how I manage my team, I allow them the space to learn and to grow. If they fall, I pick them up. But then afterwards, you just brush it off and just continue again. So
And you're always there to guide them.
yes, yes. And one of the things that is very important for me, regardless if it's family or work, it's about praying. I always ask for guidance. I pray for my family, I pray for my team, I pray for a company. So that I think that's very important, that you know, as you work, you always need to know that you're glorifying God in whatever you do.
It seems you're a very busy woman. How much time do you devote to your kids?
With my kids, they're very busy also.
They're in
So,
college.
my daughter's in college. She stays in a condo.
Oh.
And my son is also working. So when we see each other during the weekend, we do have quality time. We talk to each other. We go to church service together, and we teach kids also in the kids ministry. So
really?
yeah, so that's a good bonding time for us.
That's the weekend. During the weekend.
Yes, yes. So
As a parent, Anj, are you more into quality time or quantity time?
it's always quality time from the
Okay.
start, because quantity time, this is rather interesting because some parents, they can be there with their kids all the
All the
time, but that
time.
relationship isn't strengthened. For us, it's something that it's how we talk to each other, it's how we try to listen to each other. In fact, during the trip, that was a great quality time for us. So yeah.
In 3 words, Anj, how will you describe your younger self as a marketer?
Wow, 3 words.
Ambitious?
Focused on change. I always, even when I was a young marketer, I always looked at how I can improve things, how I can make a difference, how I can make a contribution. So I'm always focused on the difference I can make. So I'm like that. I'm focused on change, and yeah, that leaving a mark. How do I leave a mark?
And today, in 3 words, how would you describe Miss Anj as a marketing boss?
As a marketing boss. Can I have more? No more words. Determined to achieve, not just for myself, but I'm talking for my team. I'm determined for them to achieve more, to grow in their career. And I've reached where I am now because I received the support of people, and I would like to support my team in the same manner. So yeah.
At this point, it's time for you to invite everyone to be part of the RCBC family card holders.
It is a great privilege for me to invite everyone to get an RCBC credit card. If you want to live life unlimited and empowered, please try to get an RCBC credit card. You can go online, at rcbccredit.com, or you can visit any of our RCBC branches. They'd be very happy to assist you in getting or choosing the right card that best fits your lifestyle.
On that note, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And good luck and more power to RCBC.
Thank you,
Okay.
and likewise, Mario, more power to KLIKPH. Keep on clicking.
Till next week, as we give you another meaningful chit-chat with your favorite celebrity, only here on Click Celebrity Corner. Till then, bye-bye. At this point, I would like to thank our generous friend. Thank you for Lettet David for making us look beautiful as always. And to a good friend of mine, Arthur Cativo, who is based in Italy, thank you very much for your support. And to Fritzi of Nes Astilia Salon, who has 3 branches in Metro Manila. Also to GIA Soap Making based in Davao. To Mr. Eugene Yap, the General Manager of Bayview Park Hotel, Manila, your home by the bay. And to Miss Vernie Galang of Sales and Marketing and Shannon Sornes.